Hello, welcome to GTech Techno Solution Private Limited. Today we are going to discuss about the digestive system and we are going to see an overview of a human digestive system. Let us see how the digestion process takes place for a human. These are the topics that we are going to cover in this session. We are going to see an introduction to the digestive system and then we will be discussing the digestive functions. Followed by this, we will be discussing about the stages of digestion, which includes your mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Your digestive processes is the next topic that we are going to cover. Followed by that, we will be seeing about the accessory organs and the alimentary canal. Your digestive system performs digestion using the digestive organs and glands that are situated in the body. Your digestive system begins with the mouth and it extends through the esophagus, stomach and a small intestine and the large intestine, ending with the rectum and the anus. Your digestive functions, that is, your digestion, is typically nothing but the mechanical and chemical breakdown of foods into the forms which are simple and that can be absorbed easily by the cells of a human body. The organs of the digestive system carry out the digestion so that the absorption of the nutrients can be easily done. There are two categories of organs which help in digestion, and these organs are alimentary canal organs and accessory organs. So these two are the categories of the organs that helps a person in digestion. Here you can clearly see the two types of organ sets that helps a human in digestion. Your alimentary canal organs are the mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, your stomach, your small intestine and large intestine, and the anus. So these are the alimentary canal organs. The accessory organs are the organs which include the tongue, the salivary glands, your liver, the pancreas and the gallbladder. So these are the accessory organs which helps a human in digestion. So these alimentary and accessory organs help a person in proper digestion of the food he consumes. Next we are going to see the steps or the general process of digestion. The first stage is ingestion, that is, intake of food. The consumption of food is the first step in digestion. Followed by that, the digestion process takes place, which is nothing but breaking down the complex molecules of your food into simpler ones, which can be easily absorbed by the body. So absorption is your third stage. And your absorption will uptake the nutrients into the blood and lymph. And next we have the defecation, that is elimination of undigested material. So this is the final process. So this is how the digestion takes place in a human body: ingestion, digestion, absorption and defecation. So in your stages of digestion we have the mechanical digestion. Mechanical digestion is nothing but the physical breakdown of the food into smaller particles. If you see, the teeth chews and the churning action of stomach and intestine will do the mechanical digestion portion. So that is what a human does mechanically. Your chemical digestion happens by a series of reactions, that is, a series of hydrolysis reactions that takes place in your stomach, and it breaks the macromolecules into monomers. So this hydrolysis is done by several enzymes such as the saliva and the enzymes that are produced in your stomach, pancreas and intestines. And these enzymes on production will break down the complex structures of polysaccharides into monosaccharides, proteins into amino acids, fats into glycerol and fatty acids. So this is how the chemical portion of your digestion takes place. Next we are going to see the digestive processes. First we are going to see motility. Motility is nothing but the muscular contractions that break up the food and they mix it with the enzymes and move it along your esophagus. Secretion is a process in which the digestive enzymes and hormones secrete the enzymes that are required for the digestion. In membrane transport, there will be absorption of nutrients. So as the digested food is transported through the membranes absorb the nutrients that are present in the broken down molecules. So this is known as your membrane transport. Next we are going to see the accessory organs. Your accessory organs are as follows: liver, gallbladder and pancreas. So your liver is situated over here and your gallbladder is situated in this region. Your pancreas is situated just below the liver. So these three organs are the accessory organs, which helps in increasing the efficiency of the digestion process. Let us study in detail about the accessory organs. Your liver will produce bile, which emulsifies the fat, whereas your gallbladder will store the bile that is produced by the liver and it introduces it into the small intestine. Your pancreas will produce and secrete pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes and bicarbonate ions, which breaks down it into small intestine. So your pancreas will secrete the pancreatic juice and it breaks down the bicarbonate ions and it is passed on to the small intestine, where your bile is produced. From the gallbladder. Next we are going to see about the alimentary canal. Your alimentary canal includes the following parts: the mouth, salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, your large intestine, your rectum and anus forms your alimentary canal, and this is the canal through which your food particles travel in order for the digestion to take place efficiently. Let us see in detail about the alimentary canal organs. First, we have the mouth, where the mechanical breakdown of the food begins the chemical digestion of the carbohydrates. And your salivary glands secrete the saliva, which contains enzymes that initiate the breakdown of the carbohydrates. Then we have the pharynx, which connects the mouth with the esophagus. Then the food moves through the esophagus. By an action of peristalsis, which pushes the food to the stomach. Followed by the esophagus, we have the small intestine, which mixes the food with bile and pancreatic juice. The final enzymatic breakdown of the food molecules is done in your small intestine, and it absorbs the nutrients that are produced by the enzymatic breakdown. Your large intestine will absorb the water and electrolytes to form the feces. Your rectum will regulate the elimination of feces, and your feces is ejected through your anus. So this is how the digestion process takes place. Through the alimentary canal. Next we are going to see the structure of the wall of the alimentary canal. Your alimentary canal has the artery, veins, serosa. The alimentary canal is lined up with serosa, inside which you will be having your longitudinal muscle and your circular muscle, which helps in the movement of peristalsis. Then we have the circular fold, mucosa and submucosa. So these parts form the structure of the wall of the alimentary canal. Your structure of the wall in detail looks like this. The wall has a finger-like projections known as the villi. Your villi are responsible for the absorption of the nutrients that are produced in your food. Your villi has an epithelium, inside which you will be having the lacteal, and this is connected by the lymph nodule and the intestinal gland into the mucous gland in submucosa. So this forms the muscular layer into which the nutrients are transmitted. So this forms your mucosa. So this is the structure of villi that is present inside the alimentary canal. The structure of villi is discussed in detail over here. You can see that it has an epithelium, which is a simple columnar structure. It has columns. So this part of the villi's epithelium is enlarged over here. You can see that they have the microvilli, as you can see over here, the goblet cell and the nucleus. Inside your villi's epithelium you have the capillaries, which will be transmitting the absorbed nutrients to the blood and lymph. Bounded by your capillaries is your lacteal, which will store the fat. So this is the epithelial layers of the alimentary canal. As you can see, it has mucosa, inside which is the submucosa. Surrounding your submucosa, there is a circular muscle layer. And this is a longitudinal muscle layer. You have your serosa over here. And the outermost layer is the peritoneum. So this is the part of the alimentary canal. The region over here is known as lumen, through which the food particles are transmitted. So let us see a few characteristics of the alimentary canal. Your mucosa is the innermost layer of the epithelial tissue. It secretes the enzymes and mucus into the lumen. And this mucosa is the layer that absorbs the nutrients. Your submucosa is inferior to the mucosa. It has loose connective tissues, blood vessels, glands and nerves. The blood vessels carry the absorbed nutrients away into the body for the growth of the muscles of other parts of the body. So this is how the nutrients from the food that we consume is transmitted to the other parts of the body. Next we have the muscular layer, which is just outside the submucosa. Your muscular layer has a set of smooth muscles which contracts to move the materials through the canal. Outside your muscular layer you have the serosa, which is a double-walled outermost layer. It includes the peritoneum, visceral peritoneum, innermost wall of serosa, secretes the serous fluid to keep outside of the canal moist. Your serosa has the peritoneum, which is nothing but the abdominal lining. So So these are some of the characteristics of the alimentary canal. Thank you so much for joining GTech on Digestive System Overview. Hope you would have got a very good idea about the digestive system on the whole.